Hello, how are you guys doing today? Well, today I won't be doing any editing or writing any script, anything at all. This is just going to be just raw footage. And yes, I don't want to take too much of your time, but yes, here goes. Right now I just really want to talk about some things in life. It's been really hard right now, and I've just been having a lot of bad luck in life. And yeah, as you can tell, yeah, there's like a lot of traffic and stuff, and a lot of stuff coming up in my life. But yeah, I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying to stay strong. Well, mentally and physically, and definitely not let anything get me down. I've lost my job. I've applied for various jobs and actually gotten rejected to just about every one of them. Pretty much, like in a lot of things, I've lost a lot of things. I lost a lot of battles. Well, I'm not talking about diseases or anything, but just simply bad luck. Um, a lot of stuff has happened to me. Thank God that there's still some things that haven't happened to me yet. That who knows? I shouldn't be saying this, but yeah, like at least I still have my health and stuff. Well, yeah, stuff like that, of course. Another thing I want to tell you guys about is I've been actually reading a book called The Fast Lane Millionaire, and it's not really because of the money or anything. It's nothing like a get rich quick scheme or a multi-level marketing scheme. I'm not really interested in a lot of that stuff. Um, but to me, I just found it very useful, and it's helped me not. Well, there's a lot of stuff that I already knew, but it's kind of helped me mentally. Well, I'm not really talking about the financial part, but more like also mentally, spiritually, and in a lot of levels. And he talks about a lot about that you really must maintain a strong, positive attitude. Well, that's not really enough for being successful in life, of course, but you really want to be strong mentally and be strong physically. And there's a quote by Eminem, Marshall Mathers. He once said that life is hard, but it'll never give you anything that you can't handle. And I thought that was very, very, very touching. Actually, very, very like it got to me. And well, he tells us a lot of stuff about life and also a lot of stuff about money, of course. Uh, Probably one good tip. Well, I kind of already knew that, but one good tip, it's really solidified in my head, is that yes, yeah, money can be important, but time is actually even more important. This is kind of something that I suspected, but it just kind of really made me realize definitely that time is more important than money. Of course, you can have nice things. People can take away nice things from you. People can take away your money from you, but they can, and well, of course, people can also take away your time. But the thing is, with the exception of time, money is actually one of the few things that you can't get back. Well, because, unfortunately, we don't have a time machine or something, but so we can't really go back in time or have time returned to us or something somehow. Another thing is that people make very poor choices. Well, there's two types of people that he calls that are not successful. One of them is the sidewalk people, and then the slow lane people. Okay, so the sidewalk people, they're basically people who are typically low class or low middle class, who basically, if they have a dime or if they have a dollar, they'll spend it. They don't really have anything in their bank account. If anything, they have a lot of debt actually, and they'll and some of them they're probably unemployed, but that's another topic to discuss. But anyways, a lot of them they spend a lot beyond their means, and even though they don't make a whole lot, they'll probably be like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy I don't know, like 5 pounds of lobster. It's only 20 pounds, $20 per pound." And hold on. Yeah, so basically, there are people who basically like spend like a lot of money, a lot more than what they have, or a lot more that's beyond their means. If Yeah, like it's not always about affording something, well, having enough money for something. It's about having enough money for something, plus having money left over. Like for example, I don't know. Let's say you make 500 biweekly, and you're spending 400 biweekly. That's still pretty bad. Or maybe it can be good. Everybody has different what different what's the word I'm looking for? Situations, yes. And yeah, so basically you don't want to spend almost your whole monthly wage. And also another thing is that there's also another people called the slow laners. The slow lane people, those are the people who basically they are just your normal average Joe. Basically, you're people who um, their idea of success is going to college and hoping that someday they'll land a good job, and but before that they have to please their manager and make them happy, and they also have to they spend a lot of time doing stuff, and they don't want to spend money. They think debt is really bad. Any sort of debt is bad and must be eliminated. You must get rid of it. But the thing is, you don't want to be too much like that. A lot of them, they hope to get that really nice job with really nice benefits, to get that 401k, to get that to invest in stocks or whatever. And what happens is that a lot of the money they don't really ever see. They don't really ever spend towards nice stuff to please themselves or whatever. It's very, very rare. Well, or somewhat rare. And another thing is, when they have a lot of money, when they have it good, that's basically when they're actually reach a very old age, when they're 70 or 80 or 90 years old, and a lot of them they're already in retirement homes, they're in a wheelchair, or they're on life support, or they're wearing diapers, and they're in let's say in a retirement home. And basically a lot of them, they're too sick or too tired or too old to enjoy a lot of the pleasures they've been saving up for, which is something that's really sad and a lot of people aren't seeing. Well, there's probably a few people that kind of see it, but they've just been indoctrinated and just pretty much been told by other people, oh, this isn't going to work. The best way is to go to school and eventually get a good job, and then spend I don't know how many years paying back your debt, paying back your student loans, paying for your house, paying for whatever it is that takes forever to pay off. Another thing is that there's a third group of people. Do you know what those third ones are? Those are the fast laners, the fast lane people. The fast lane people are the people who think unlike everyone else. Those are the people who you probably called, oh, you're so obsessed with whatever topic it is, And those are the people who hardly ever enjoyed life. They spent like 2 years, 4 years, or maybe 5 years of depriving themselves from going out to eat, from watching those late night TV shows, from enjoying a lot of life pleasures that the normal average Joe does. But what happened is, after those 2 years or 5 years, what happened is that they actually ended up being successful. Eventually, they actually built their business, they built their brand, they built something. They've even gotten phone calls, and they've said, "Oh yeah, your company has a net worth of $10 million, $50 million, or something like that." And what happens is that they actually offer them actually a lot of money. Some of them they end up selling their company, and some of them they actually don't. And whether it be it like you have an online company, and I don't know, you offer rides to people, or you offer rental cars or rental limousines, like what the author said in the Millionaire Fast Lane. I'll probably have to provide a link, the Amazon, to the book on Amazon or eBay, or actually on Google. By the way, I'm not a sponsor. I don't really care about this. Nobody's offering me anything whatsoever. Just want to share this story with you guys. Another thing is, I've been really struggling a lot. Well, a lot of stuff has come up in my life. Well, emotionally, financially. I've been told that I'm no good. That I've been told that basically I don't know how to do this or this. I'm not very good at that. I've been told a lot of things, but and it's really gotten me down. It's really gotten me down recently. But the thing is, I'm trying to keep my head up. I've also been really bad financially. I've been taking a lot of risks and investing in a lot of things, personal things. And there's a lot of things that come up, of course. And aside from the normal expenses, like for example, something breaks, or you have to pay your car insurance, or you have to something comes up, some weird stuff. But the thing is, you gotta keep your head up. I'm trying to think, for example, that I'm not the only one. Basically, almost everybody, or probably everybody, is like that. And another video that I've actually watched recently, it was actually about Jack Ma. Jack Ma, this is a guy who started out as one of the poorest people. He was a very poor man. He grew up in China during the Cultural Revolution, and basically he had it really rough. Actually, he even tried to apply for jobs, like at KFC, for example. And there were like 20 candidates, and basically KFC, they hired everybody except for him. Also, he tried to apply in a lot of jobs. He tried to go into a lot of different schools, get into a lot of different schools. They told him he was no good. He eventually got into one of the top schools, either in China or in the US. Can't remember. I had to go back and look at it just for reference. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is that basically he got into one of the schools, and eventually he never had a job in his life. But however, one day he had a little bit of help from some comrades. One day he discovered that by accident, and basically he ended up being a founder of one of the search engines, or one of the sellers, one of the websites, which is similar to Amazon. I think they call it Alibaba or AliExpress, and which is one of the biggest companies in China. He is now one of the world's actually China's top billionaire. He's one of the richest men. He's the richest man in China, actually. But anyways, I don't want this to be about money, but more about the spiritual side, more about the emotional side, about the physical side. That I'm just trying to say that whenever life gets bad, sometimes life will make a 360-degree turn. No, wait. No. 180-degree, 360-degree is a circle. Well, sometimes it'll do that. But even then, it'll sometimes make a 180-degree turn and actually get better. Yeah, well, there was actually an old Chinese saying about that. And yeah, basically, when life gets at its worst, it'll turn around and get better immediately. It takes a 180-degree turn. Another thing is that with life is that you gotta be strong. You've got to be strong mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in every way possible. Another very important thing is consistency. Is one thing that's basically makes the difference between somebody who, I got a good idea, I want to start up my own business, and between the person who actually does it and doesn't quit after the third day. Consistency. Do it every day, at least 3 times a day or 4 times a day, every week, and you'll see results. And basically, yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to say. I know I've been ranting, but this isn't scripted, this isn't edited or anything. And this is really just from the top of my head. I've actually been trying to say that. Another thing is, well, I'm going to go and let you guys go. But yeah, just don't give up. And as for life, remember what Eminem said. I know he may not be a good role model for some of you, but life may be difficult. Life may be hard, but it'll never give you something you can't handle.